We are live. Post-game show 102-94. Kings lose. Kings are 3-3. So much to talk about in terms of the actual game. But hey, guess what? Marvin Bagley's father decided to outshine the result of the game and to make headlines because that's what he did. That's what you did, sir. And to me, it's my responsibility and my duty to point out, highlight, and hopefully end this type of nonsense because this team doesn't need these types of distractions. This team needs a good father that is supportive, that isn't tweeting out, trade my son at any point of the game. This team doesn't need that. It's beyond ridiculous. It's immature. It's childish. It's very LeVar Ball-ish. But we all knew that. I've been saying that for a long time now. Your son is a very good basketball player. He's the number 2 overall pick in the 2018 class. He needs to worry about staying healthy. We all know he's a good player when he's healthy. But don't put added pressure on to your son and think you're helping him. Your son has no trade value as of right now until he can prove that he can play the game on the floor and stay healthy. So your son is not going to get traded. So please stop sending out distractions to this team. They're 3-3. They should be 4-2 at least. It's ridiculous, man. It's beyond ridiculous. It's awful. And that's not what we should be talking about. We should be talking about the X's and O's of this game, which I sort of had, and I'm going to break them down on a later day, for sure, in depth, talking about certain plays where the Kings were so stagnant. They looked like the Kangs from last year. That was embarrassing to watch today. That is what should be the focus. But rather, we're talking about Marvin Bagley's dad and these ridiculous tweets. It's not okay, man. It's not okay. They're not going to trade your son right now. He has no trade value enough for the Kings just to ship him out. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. But the Kings lose 102-94 with no James Harden. But the Kings also did not have their prized rookie Tyrese Halliburton. The Kings sent out the email last night or yesterday during the day saying that he wasn't going to play today. And he's not going to play against the Warriors on Monday. And they'll give us a team update after that. It was tough. It was tough. But zero excuses. Next man up mentality. And it didn't work today. Plain and simple. The Kings looked lost on offense in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter. It was an embarrassing. They had like 7 points, I think, in about 7 minutes. It's unacceptable. The types of shots that they were getting were unacceptable. I tweeted out, call a timeout, regroup your team, Luke. Make an adjustment. Too much of this dribble, no movement from Corey Joseph that we saw so much last season is not okay. We shouldn't be watching that. He's an above average basketball player. I like Corey Joseph as a person, but on the court, he hasn't been effective all season long. And he wasn't that effective last season either. I'm glad that he's beginning to shoot the ball more with more confidence, which is a good thing. But the fact that he continues just to kill momentum in an offense, to kill the flow of an offense where they should be running multiple actions per possession, they're not. How do you not see that while coaching with no fans, no distractions? Is beyond me. It's beyond me. I can't justify that. I can't. This team had 21 turnovers, 11 assists. Once again, 11 assists will not get the job done. There is no weak side action going on. There was so much hero ball, just like last year. The team looked lost. That's when you call timeouts. Multiple timeouts if you have to. Get your point across. Your defense actually gave you a shot to stay in the game for the amount of time that they stayed in the game. Like, the Kings are still in the game. They just couldn't execute on offense. And I tweeted out, I think it was the minute 8:31, where it was an ATO. Luke, you're great at ATOs. We all know that. Simple pick and roll action. Alley-oop to Rashawn Holmes. Boom, execution at its finest. We didn't see much of that, though. We didn't see much of that. It was really, really bad. Really, really bad. They had 13 points in the fourth quarter, 17 points in the third quarter, a combined 30 points in the second half. 30. Can't make this up, right? 30 points in the second half. 13 in the fourth. 17 in the third. Guess what, though? They held the Rockets to 19 points in the third. Again, the defense wasn't the problem today. They've had good defense all year. The scheme has been decent. It has been. It's given them a shot to win games, without question. And honestly, they only allowed 19 points in the fourth quarter. So the defense wasn't the main issue. It was the lack of execution, the lack of ball movement, the lack of actual plays being ran. Because again, as a head coach being on the sidelines, you need to be able to identify what is going wrong and what is going well. And not much was going well. That is a huge problem. We saw too much of it last season. Too much of it. Too much of it. I'm upset, man. Too much of it. De'Aaron Fox, 23 points, 7 to 10 from the free throw line. He was literally the only guy that could get a shot for himself today. Rashawn Holmes, 33 minutes, 4 of 8, 11 points, 9 boards. Bagley, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 5 of 13. He had good and he had some bad. Let's be honest. Harrison Barnes, 38 minutes, 19.7 rebounds, 7 of 13. Another good game from Harrison Barnes. He's steady. He helps the team out on both ends of the floor. He's been so steady. He's been so good all season long in all 6 games. So shout out to Harrison Barnes, earning every nickel of that contract. Buddy Hield, 6 of 17, 5 of 12 from beyond the arc. 17 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He didn't have a bad game. I just felt like he wasn't set up properly today to where he could have had better shots. Some shots were forced. Again, that was the flow of the offense. That was giving them the ball, just like last year, in bad situations where his strengths are not highlighted. Rather, his weaknesses are magnified. Buddy's weaknesses are magnified when you put him in bad situations like that, where the shot clock is running down. You don't want that. You don't want that. Corey Joe, 28 minutes, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 4 turnovers. Your reserve point guard / shooting guard should not have 4 turnovers. He shouldn't. There's no way. Glenn Robinson, 21 minutes, 5 points, 1 of 3. You didn't really feel it. You just, again, 5 points, but just eye test. You didn't feel him out there, right? You didn't see an impact. You saw him get lost defensively, like I highlighted in that breakdown, and raw and unfiltered. Bielitsa, 15 minutes. You didn't feel him. Again. Kyle Guy had limited minutes, 6 minutes tonight. I think you have to play him more. I've seen enough of Kojo where I'm like, okay, those 28 minutes need to go down. It's too much. It's too much Kojo for me. Too much. The Kings had their first opportunity to handle adversity, and they failed. They failed. They had a prize rookie that eliminated a lot of their weaknesses, right? With great playmaking, good shooting, great instincts. That was a huge missing piece today. Make no mistake. You can't replace that. But what you can do is work around that and set up your team in good situations to where they're not in bad situation making high-level reads. They don't all have to make high-level reads. You have to just execute simple offensive sets, which I did not see much of today. I did not see much of that today. Very little, actually. Again, 30 points in the second half. It's not going to do it. You're a professional NBA team. It's not going to work. It's just not. The Kings shot 38.2% from the field. Worst offensive showing of the season. It's not going to do it. It's not going to work. Boogie Cousins, man. Can you talk about Bagley? That was literally the first 5 minutes of the show. Again, his dad is just becoming too much of a distraction. He's always been a distraction, but this was just beyond measures. This was beyond logic, right? How do you allow your emotions to get the best of you, then put your son in a difficult situation where they're going to ask him questions like this? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. There's no way that makes sense to me. Sad, sad, sad way to end the game. But again, man, sad, sad tweet. He deleted it because he knew he was wrong. But the fact that he had the cojones to tweet it out tells you that that's not a good sign. I'm sorry. It's just not good. It's not good for the Kings. It's not good for basketball. It's just not. It's not good, man. It bugs me because that guy should have no say. He should have no anything. Like, take his phone away. Take it away from him, man. Can't believe we're even talking about this, man. For real. But they had a chance to fight through adversity, and they failed. Real quick about Hassan Whiteside, which I was pointing this out. DeMarcus Cousins was exposed defensively today, okay? When you're a big man, heavy-footed, lacks speed laterally, when you're not Marvin Bagley and Rashawn Holmes and Christian Wood, it's tough to play you because great guards like De'Aaron Fox and like John Wall will expose you. So that is a major reason why Luke decided not to play Hassan Whiteside today. Hassan Whiteside is good to play when you play against guys like Jokic, Joel Embiid, those type of guys, heavy-footed bigs who are really good, where they take advantage of smaller guys like Rashawn Holmes and Marvin Bagley. Those are good minutes to have from Hassan Whiteside. Again, I like Whiteside from 15 to 22 minutes. I've said it all year long. I've been super consistent with that. 0 minutes. I'm not mad because the Rockets play small and he just doesn't fit with what the Kings needed to do today. The Kings didn't lose this game because they didn't play Hassan Whiteside. The Kings lost this game because they couldn't run an offensive set to save their lives. That's why they lost the game. Hassan Whiteside is a good player. He's a nice option to have on your bench. Big facts. Nice option to have. But to say that he deserves minutes is ridiculous. Because Rashawn Holmes has been killing it again. I mean, 11-9, pretty much a double-double again. Played a good game. Played a good game. How's everybody doing? I know you guys are commenting on comment section. Make sure you guys hit the like or dislike button right now. Hit it right now, up or down. It doesn't matter. Huge shout out to Valley Tire Center for sponsoring this episode of the CK Podcast / post game show. We appreciate them. Make sure you guys take advantage of their sales on Toyo and Cooper tires. Again, shout out to Valley Tire Center. You guys can always give them a call at 530-666-9601. Again, that's 530-666-9601. And I will be taking calls because I'm going to end this very, very soon. I'm going to leave most of my analysis to Raw and Unfiltered, where you guys can catch that first episode here on this YouTube platform. It's available. But before I get to this game, I have to cover the Nuggets game and then the first Rockets game and then tonight's game. Tonight's game I'll do third and fourth quarter because it was just atrocious. And I'm going to be super fired up, super pissed about it. I already know that, but it is what it is, man. I have to point out the flaws. That way this team gets better. Tonight, we saw too much of last year's Kings. Too much of it. Too much of Kojo. Too much of Buddy in bad situations with the shot clock winding down. Too much of it. Not enough flow to their offense. Plain and simple, man. Plain and simple. I like Whiteside over Bags right now. Bagley is trash. Fox is good, but not a number one option. Buddy is trash, and the rest of the team has no future. Halliburton could become a good, but not an all-star. Not picking Luka killed the franchise. Well, not picking Luka definitely killed the franchise. But to say that De'Aaron isn't a star is ridiculous. De'Aaron Fox is a star. This kid is legit. Whether he's a number one or a number two is still up for debate. Still need time to decide whether or not he's that guy. I believe he has a good chance to be that guy for sure. He has the ability to be that guy for sure. Make no mistake about it. He has the ability to be that number one guy on the championship team. Make no mistake about that. Now, will he become that is a separate question. And right now, the only way we can answer that is by watching them play, watching them develop, and watching them whether or not he takes the Kings to the playoffs and then makes a run in the playoffs. But until then, the jury is out. But to say that he's not a star or at least, at worst, a number two, bro, stop. It's 2021, brother. Stop it. He's that guy. He's cold, man. Fox is cold. He's cold-blooded. Next game is a must-win. It's not too early to say it's a must-win. The Kings need to beat the Warriors at their house, bring back some confidence, and start a winning streak again. It's a must. It's a must. They gave up a game. They should have won the first game, but they gave up this game. The game was there for the taking. They just couldn't execute offensively. Kevin Fernandez, great question, brother. Why didn't we attack Woods more when he had 5 fouls? Great question. That's a coaching question, right? How do you not attack him more, knowing that he had 5 fouls? Beyond me. Beyond me. That's mostly on the players, though, for not having that recognition. You got to attack him ASAP. Force the issue. Make the referee make a call. Good or bad. Offensive foul or not. Make him make calls. Y'all saw Gordon today. Foul. Makes noises, makes faces. He's in the face of the officials. He gets calls. Some guys need to start taking some acting classes. Start making it a big deal. Seriously. Emphasize that you got fouled. Emphasize that, man. I know the Kings have a bunch of nice guys, but emphasize that. Get in the face of the ref. They allow it. I don't agree with that, but if they're not going to call it, yeah, do it. If it's going to get you a call, do it. But yeah, man. Why did Kyle Guy get only 3 minutes? That's on Luke. Again, that's on Luke Walton. As I said earlier, I would like those 28 minutes from Corey Joseph to go down, maybe split it in half with Kyle Guy when Halliburton isn't playing. Robinson got 21 minutes, so he got most of the minutes tonight. 21 minutes. Again, he was ineffective. You didn't feel him. He looked lost. I would much rather have Daquan Jeffries, but obviously he's injured. It's tough. It's tough because Robinson seems like he doesn't know the offense. He looks lost for most of the time. It's tough. You must attack the basket. Don't stop doing things that have gotten you W's. You attack and you kick. You attack and you kick out. That's it, man. It's a frustrating game. I appreciate all you guys. Make sure you guys watch Raw and Unfiltered. Make sure you can listen to this on iTunes. If you haven't listened to other shows, they're available on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. This will be available about 30 minutes after this. Thank you guys so much. And as always, on behalf of the entire CK family, have a happy 2021 this year. Thank you guys for the support, and we'll see you guys on the next one.